Hey guys, it's Andre here. Today I want to talk about what's on everybody's mind right now in the NBA. The loss of Andrew Bogut on the Cleveland Cavaliers. My man broke his tibia, fractured his left tibia in 2 minutes of action in his debut at the Quicken Loans Arena. Even LeBron James said he heard it crack. Sounds horrible. Wish my guy a speedy recovery. But moving forward for the team, what do they need to do next? Today I'm going to explore a couple of options that they should look for who will best fit the mold for the Cavaliers franchise and can get LeBron that fourth NBA championship. The biggest topic right now is if the Cavaliers will sign Larry Sanders. Larry Sanders hasn't played in the NBA in 2 years. I'm not saying that he can't come back and be at that level that he was in, but when you haven't played in the league for 2 years, you can even listen to interviews of other players, who are coming back from just an injury or something, just a month away from the league, and you got to condition. Nothing can simulate an NBA basketball game, no matter how hard you condition. So in order for him to just come back into the league and join arguably the best team in the NBA right now, the Cleveland Cavaliers, and be the backup big man who's going to be what they need in the finals, those are some big shoes to fill. Now, while I'm all on board for the Larry Sanders signing, I just don't think that they should settle on that just yet. Now, my number one choice for the Cleveland Cavaliers would be to sign Jason Thompson. Last season, in his 19-game stint with the Toronto Raptors, Thompson averaged 5 points and 4 rebounds a game. So those are serviceable numbers for a big man, especially one who's going to be backing up Tristan Thompson and Kevin Love. He's got a nice little mid-range jump shot. He can score around the rim. He's just a nice all-around player, and he's familiar with the NBA grind. Number two, I know earlier I said possibly Larry Sanders would be my second option, but I've since changed my mind. And now the number two option the Cavaliers should look towards should be J.J. Hickson. Now, J.J. Hickson has played in Cleveland before. He's familiar with LeBron. The only thing about him is that where Bogut and Thompson are arguably, 7-footers, Hickson is more of like a 6'8", 6'9", but he's a big body down low. And as far as recovering from the loss of Andrew Bogut, I believe that J.J. Hickson would be the second best option to look towards to fit that mold that the Cleveland Cavaliers kind of represent. They're not really looking for a big-time scorer, or they're not really looking for any kind of shot blocker. They just need a serviceable big man who can log minutes down low, clog up the middle, grab a couple of rebounds, and then get back out and let Tristan Thompson and Kevin Love come back into the game. And now for my third option, which would be Larry Sanders, the big man from VCU. I'm a huge fan of Larry Sanders. I've loved watching his games whenever he was playing in Milwaukee. He's a great shot blocker. And if he comes back to playing at the level that he did before, then, that'd be the biggest steal that the Cavaliers could add to their team, because he is a 10-10 guy on top of getting you about 2 to 3 blocks a game. Imagine that kind of production coming off the bench. But he hasn't played in the NBA in 2 seasons. And that's kind of risky to take a chance on somebody who hasn't played in 2 years and expect him to compete as the backup big man on the Cleveland Cavaliers. Those are some big shoes to fill, as I mentioned earlier. Now, I think he could do it, but at the same time, is it worth the risk? And so a fourth pick, just to throw it in there for shits and giggles, Chris Kaman. Hey, Kaman was a very serviceable big man. So that would be another addition right there that they could pick up, and he's a good offensive big man. On the defensive end, they may not get as much production, but as far as backup minutes go for a post player, Chris Kaman would be the fourth option for them to look at. So just to touch base on what we've covered today, because Andrew Bogut is gone, the best mold to fit that absence for them, even though he only played 2 minutes, Jason Thompson, J.J. Hickson, Larry Sanders, which is a huge gamble, Chris Kaman. Come on, let's give my German man some playing time in the league again, All right, guys, thank you for watching my video. I hope that kind of explains a little bit more on what I think the Cavaliers should do moving forward right now. And also, I've been reading a lot of information that people are kind of saying that the Cavaliers should look at signing Eric Moreland and Keith Benson. Both of them are D-League stars. So transitioning to the NBA is going to be a little different, but if they can keep that same intensity that they keep in the D-League, then they may be a very, very serviceable player for the Cavaliers moving forward. However, throwing a player into an atmosphere of a contender who's never really had that much NBA experience is a very big risk that I don't think the Cavaliers are willing to take a chance on. So once again, thank you guys for watching my video. It's a blessing. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you on the next one.